Today on First Page Friday from the Oosterhout Free Library, we start with a talking rat, always a sure sign that adventure is ahead. I'm Miss Melissa, and this is the beginning of Dragon Rider, written and illustrated by Cornelia Funke and published by Scholastic. All was still in the Valley of the Dragons. Mist had drifted in from the sea nearby and was clinging to the mountains. Birds twittered uncertainly in the foggy damp, and clouds hid the sun. A rat came scuttling down the slope, fell head over heels, tumbled down the moss-covered rocks, and picked herself up again. "Didn't I say so?" she muttered crossly to herself. "Didn't I tell them?" Sniffling, she raised her pointy nose, listened, and headed towards a group of crooked fir trees at the foot of the highest mountain. "I knew before winter," murmured the rat. "Oh, yes, I knew before winter. I could smell it coming. But they wouldn't believe me. No, not them. They feel safe here." "Safe? Huh, really?" It was so dark under the fir trees that you could scarcely see the gaping crevice in the mountainside that swallowed up the mist. "They don't know anything," the rat continued peevishly. "That's their problem. They know absolutely nothing about the world, not the least little thing." She glanced warily around again, and then disappeared into the crevice in the rock. There was a large cave behind it. The rat scurried in, but she didn't get far. Someone grabbed her tail and lifted her up into the air. "Hi, rat! What are you doing here?" The rat snapped at the furry fingers that were holding her tight, but all she caught was a mouthful of brownie hairs, which she furiously spat out. "Sorrel!" she hissed. "Let go of me this instant, you brainless mushroom muncher. I don't have time for your silly brownie tricks." "You don't have time?" Sorrel placed Rat on the flat of her furry paw. She was still a young brownie, no bigger than a human child, with a spotted sulphur-yellow coat and bright cat-like eyes. "How come, Rat? What's the big hurry? Need a dragon to protect you from hungry cats, or what?" "This has nothing to do with cats," hissed Rat angrily. She didn't care for brownies herself, although all the dragons loved them and their furry faces. When the dragons couldn't sleep, they would listen to the strange little songs the brownies sang, and when they felt sad, no one could cheer them up as well as those sharp-tongued brownie layabouts. "I've got bad news, if you want to know. Extremely bad news," grumbled Rat. "But I'm not telling anyone except Firedrake. Certainly not you." "Bad news? Oh, festering fungus, what sort of bad news?" Sorrel scratched her stomach. "Put me down," snarled Rat. "If you say so." Sorrel sighed and let Rat hop down to the stony floor of the cave. "But he's still asleep." "Then I'm waking him up," spat the rat, making her way farther into the cave, where a fire burned blue, keeping the darkness and damp away from the heart of the mountain. Beside its flames the dragon lay asleep, curled up with his head on his paws. His long tail with its spiny crest was coiled around the warmth of the fire. The flames brought a glow to his scales and cast his shadow onto the cave wall. Rat scurried up to the dragon, climbed on his paw, and tugged on his ear. "Firedrake!" he shouted. "Firedrake, wake up! They're coming!" Now here's some of the publisher's description of this #1 bestseller. With a lonely boy named Ben on board, the brave young dragon Firedrake sets out on a magical journey to find the mythical place where silver dragons can live in peace forever. Flying over the moonlit lands and sparkling seas, they encounter fantastic creatures, summon up surprising courage, and cross the path of a ruthless villain with an ancient grudge who's determined to end their quest. Only a secret destiny can save the dragons in this enchanting adventure. This book and its sequel are available on our shelves and as free ebooks on our cloud library app. Now, Rat is just called Rat, but the brownie, another kind of a kind of mythical creature, has a name, sorrel, which is a kind of leafy green herb. It's very bitter and sometimes it's used in seasonings. I hope you'll visit us soon at the Oosterhout Free Library.